Hi, it's Leandra from the Lexington facility of the Vocations Racehorse Adoption Program. Clearly we need to get our start signals coordinated better. You'd think we'd figure it out by now. This is EARTHA. EARTHA is our featured horse for the meet and greet today, which we do every day at noon. And EARTHA came to our program pretty recently, but it has been a really great example of how quickly they can progress when they have a great mental disposition and when they're smart and willing to learn and don't have injuries. So EARTHA is a perfect example of that. She's 4 years old. It still has a race fit type body, which is what we'd call it, where they're sleek, streamlined, they're like hyper athletes. Her last race happened not too long ago. She had 7 total starts, but never broke her maiden. And what we mean by that is she never won. So she didn't show a lot of talent as a racehorse, and so her donors decided to send her to our program to start her career path to a different discipline. So that's where we are now. I'm going to have Julie, our rider, give a little brief thoughts and comments about EARTHA, and then we'll see you go out and work her.
So I think this is my 3rd ride with her, will be today. The first day we took her out, she was so calm. By far the most calm horse we've had, I think. She stood really perfectly on the cross ties. You could take her halter off and she would stand there and not want to move, just like a little lesson pony. And typically when we do our first rides, like you've seen with Leandra, we just like walk and then trot, see whatever they're comfortable with, but I was actually able to canter her and she was perfect. So hopefully today you'll be able to see a little bit of her in action and see how wonderful she is. I think she would make a really good hunter because she has really beautiful movement.
Perfect. Well, let's have you go out and let's stay in the near side circle just with the ring attack, and just show us a little bit walk, trot, canter each direction. So if in normal times and we don't have restrictions due to COVID, we would have an adopter set up an appointment if they were interested in coming and looking at horses. And at the appointment, you'd see the horse on the cross ties and then under saddle, and we just do a little walk, trot, canter both directions. So you're getting a little bit of a taste for what it would be like for an appointment for EARTHA. EARTHA is not yet up on our website, which is horseadoption.com. You will see the other horses we have available if you click on the horses tab when you get to our website. But we have all of her stuff for the profile, and what goes into a profile would be the pictures we take, the videos we take, and then the description. So we're just working on putting that all together and getting her up online. But given that we've dropped the adoption fees on all of our horses due to uncertainty and just trying to help horses get into the right home even during this time of crisis, her adoption fee would be $500. And for that, you're getting a horse who's already been in a consistent training program for several weeks. She's still very green, and she has a pretty easygoing disposition, but we never recommend that our horses go to beginner type riders. We always think that at the very minimum, you should be an advanced intermediate and ideally working with a trainer if you're adopting one of our horses. She is, after all, only 4 years old. And as with a young creature of any species, they don't have the mileage to be 100% predictable all the time, and they can still have good days and bad days. So it's just really important to understand that she's still very green, but she just shows a lot of promise and great disposition. She's really easygoing around the barn. She's a little bit finicky with her food. She has a very refined palate and she likes to eat slowly. So she would do well in a program that has the ability to pay close attention to things like, if she needs to finish her breakfast before going outside, or just sort of making sure that her transition to her new career path can still be slow and understanding of her transitioning, even in things like her metabolism. And you see that she just did a flying lead change, and she's it's not something that we've had to work with her a lot on. She just is a very balanced horse, and most of our horses, if not all of them, are able to do flying lead changes. They just are cued for that change differently when they're in the track. So even if they'll be galloping, going through a race, and they have to change leads generally through the final stretch because they can fatigue after running as hard as they do. So they usually know how, and of course if you watch a horse in turnout, that generally they're doing changes on their own. So again, it's being able to do that with a rider on their back and working with your horse to be able to make sure that they're balanced and comfortable to do that. That's really the key. It's not that they can't do it. It's just working with them to bridge the gap between what they already know how to do by themselves and how we're asking them to do it. And EARTHA has just been a really great student and great horse around the barn. She is going out in a turnout with one of our other seasoned mares, but she hasn't shown any bad behaviors or vices. Just altogether a really nice horse. Allie, do you remember what she spits out? She's around 15.3, maybe 16 at the top of her withers, but she's a petite horse. Julie is 5'7"-ish. So yeah, EARTHA's 15, 3 hands, 4 years old. Julie is 5'7". You can see how she sits on her. Again, you can probably see even when she's head on like that, she's pretty narrow. She's got a lot of growing to do still. So it's hard when people are assessing the horses and they're so young because they inevitably will grow. So you can expect to see them fill out, maybe grow in height, but just all over they're going to mature, generally until they're around 7 or 8 years old.
Any previous injuries?
She has no previous injuries. This girl is ready to go into another career path, but just keeping in mind also what I had mentioned about her still being pretty fresh off the track and just needing that sort of mental and physical time to continue the transition, which is why we put so much emphasis on the horses still being green and still being so young. So it's important to keep that in consideration when you're talking about finding her a new home, that she's not a turnkey lesson horse or schoolmaster type. Like, she hasn't had that sort of mileage off the track. So this is really just the beginning of her new beginning. Any other questions? Okay, well, if we don't have any other questions, I know a lot of people watch these videos after they're live as well, so feel free to type in any questions you have even after we're live in the comments box, and we'll get back to them as we're able. But for those of you who missed it, this is EARTHA. She's a 4-year-old 15 3-hand mare. She has no previous injuries and has been sound in her whole time with us. She shows a lot of promise in many different career paths, but we definitely could see her as a show hunter and would probably do well with advanced intermediate with a trainer or advanced type rider, but shows a really level-headed, easy disposition, and I think that she's going to go on and do some really cool things. So definitely be on the lookout for her to go up on our website, horseadoption.com. You can see the other horses who are already available there under the horses tab. And if you're not already an approved adopter and looking into horses, that would be the first step in your path to picking any horse from us, getting approved as an adopter. But check out our website, horseadoption.com. You can see all the information about our adoption process, see the other horses, and please feel free to tune back in tomorrow. We have another meet and greet at noon, and then around 2 we have a new segment that we're calling Training Tips Tuesday at 2. So tune back in tomorrow. We'll have lots more for you to see, and thank you so much for joining us.